Get started here in just a second. Everyone gets settled and everyone has, if they want to follow along, we do have the agenda sitting right up here. Mr. Mazur, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. Today is July 24th, 2025. It is approximately 12:01. I want to make a correction. It came to my attention, maybe I said June last month. I mean, at the last meeting, instead of July. So just for correction on our video, the last meeting was a July meeting. Sir, would you open us in prayer?
Yeah. Heavenly Father, we thank you, Lord, for this day. We just ask you to come and be in the midst of everything that is discussed at this table, Lord. Give us your mind's eye to do what you would have done for your township. Heavenly Father, watch over our nation, keep our first responders and our military safe. In Jesus' precious and holy name, amen.
So we're getting ready to do the pledge, and one thing's about the pledge, we all do it a little bit different. In school, they taught us that there's no gap, and we all tend to pause. Do you want to show us how that's done?
Sure, I'll lead us.
Okay.
Yeah,
I know you mentioned at the last meeting.
There's no gap between before God and the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance.
And
to the
everyone
flag
always gaps that.
to the
It's
flag,
one,
which is
yeah.
one nation.
Pledge allegiance to the.
One nation, and then there's usually a
Yeah.
pause. Normally, we just go, it should be, we go straight through.
Yeah. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. It's so easy to put that
Pause in there.
that
Some people do the
comma.
pause and some people don't,
I'm
so.
gonna have to get a hold of Miss Skipper back in first grade, let her know she taught me wrong.
So it's potato, patata, you know, it's, the one thing that we do live in a country that we can at
It all-
least say the pledge, we can, in a country that we're free. So whether I pause or don't pause,
Don't matter.
right, but it's just, I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad I'm on the bus, so. Roll call when ready, sir.
Mr. Fleshman,
Yes.
Mr. Leeser,
Yes.
Mr. Blevins.
Yes,
Thank you.
Old business, do we have anything under old business, sir? I do not see anything here.
No.
And Franklin County is not here, sir, is that correct? I do not see anyone. So Patty, you're up quick. Patty's Spencer with Southwestern Area Commission. Thank
And
you.
I will be quick. The only real thing I have is July 30th coming up is seems like the very last Zone In Phase 2 workshop. It's going to be held at East High School from 5 to 7. It says it's an open house style event where you can speak with the city staff regarding the project goals, focus areas, learn what's next, and share your thoughts. And I'm bringing it to you because I know you all are getting encroached upon. And
You
this,
think?
if you go to this, possibly you will be able to speak with somebody to see what their thoughts are, where they're headed, so you know where to go.
Okay.
The only other thing I have is I received notification of an upcoming site plan, nothing's formalized yet, for 800 Frank Road. And that is oh golly.
Is that before the freeway?
Yes, it's on the same side as the pet crematory, I believe,
Okay.
and behind the filling station over there.
Okay.
3CO,
So that's on the south side of the street,
right.
north side of the street.
The only reason I'm bringing this up to you is I looked at the site plan, and apparently, according to what I'm looking at, half of that property is Columbus, the other half is Franklin Township.
Okay.
All I have is just very little information at this point. But I thought I'd let you know, and the more information I get, the more I'll tell you.
So with you being on the commission, Would, something as such as that, I've never seen where, I'm just checking mine, make sure it's off. Where we leave it at that, are they, most likely Columbus would want to annex that property and be just one versus it's split? Or is it up to the individual?
It's up to the owner of the property.
Okay. And that meeting to discuss that's going to be here?
Not yet.
Okay. you
This
will-
is just the very, very preliminary. I just get an email that says a zoning application has been requested. And then I go in and this is all the information because I pulled up all the
Gotcha.
links.
Okay,
This is it. And the only other thing that was available for me to look at would
Gotcha.
be
I see.
that.
Okay,
So nothing further yet on this particular property, but if
I know
get-
I'd like to attend that meeting when it comes
If
up.
I get anything, I'll let you guys know like I
Okay.
always do.
Sure,
There have been other properties that we've looked at, one actually on Harmon Avenue, that was a split between the county, the city, and somebody else, I think Jackson, I'm not sure. And all we dealt with was the city portion of it, and nobody wanted to annex into anything. So,
okay. It'd be good to hear from that.
but I'll let you know.
Okay, anything else for us?
No.
Okay, so at this time, I'm going to open the floor. The floor is open for any questions? Yes.
The zone-in meeting that you're talking about that's gonna be at East High School, that was
Thank
at
you.
West
I
High
didn't
School
see
last
that.
night,
Mhm.
it's just a walk-in and pick up pamphlets kind of thing.
Okay. I get all my information through email, so I don't attend these. I don't know what was available. Were there city people there to
Just the
talk?
zone-in people.
The zoning people.
On occasion, you might have a pop-in congresswoman or something like that, but it's not even set in stone that they'll be there.
Okay. Anyone else? Hearing none, I close the floor. And Patty, thank you so much for coming. Yeah. So I see Sheriff's Department, do you have anything for us today?
Nothing. No, I just want to stop by, sorry, been out on a lot of training, it's been a busy summer. So,
Um,
stop by.
Do you know, with the O'Connell Lodge?
We can't talk about.
Okay, gotcha, no problem. Okay, let me move on.
Thanks for coming.
Yes, thank you very much.
I have a question for him.
Okay.
Do you know when the next Citizens Academy will be?
They have one, coming up this fall, I'll get you the date, I don't even know, so yeah, I don't know when it starts.
But people can sign up now, right?
Yeah, if anybody goes on our website, they sign up, and they start pulling applications, I know they're working through some right now.
Right. I would highly recommend anyone that hasn't go through it. It will be an eye-opening experience.
And give them a little bit, what do you do? When someone
You
sitting here may
learn
not
the
understand.
day-to-day operations. It's a 30,000 feet look at what officers on the street go through and the different departments. You actually do get to go out with the county. There's a lot of hands-on. You get to go through, if you want to be tased, you can be tased. It's quite fun. I have rode the Lightning. I have the challenge coin from riding the Lightning. I much rather be tased than maced. I will tell you that. They also take you down to the training facility. You get to go into it's called the shoot room.
It is, so, for that, we do a simulation, so it would be the same simulator that we use for in-service training.
Yeah.
We do, like traffic stops, approaches, where all the specialty teams come in, detectives, canines, everybody, just gives a good view of the sheriff's office and law enforcement in general. So,
And the Blue House. That was my favorite, doing the Blue House with it, with the little.
all the scenario training and
Yeah.
the simulations.
But it is a lot of hands-on, and then if you do get a chance to do it, you'll learn a lot. But I'd also recommend you also go to CPD. CPD's training goes more in depth into more of the law side of it, more of the book, where the county's more hands-on. I like the counties a lot better, but
So it does,
kind of favoritism there, but that's okay.
So this time I'll open the floor. Is there any questions for our representative from the Sheriff's Department? Hearing none, I'll close the floor. Next is going to be public comments. You got that, sir? Do we have anyone signed up?
There you go.
Okay. Mr. Jackson, is it? Junior?
Jackson Jr.
Yeah. You would like to come up?
You'll have
Is it
3 minutes.
Orange? Oren? Is that how you pronounce your first name, sir? Mr. Jackson, is it Oren?
Yes,
Okay, Oren.
Okay. That's why I passed it to you.
this is an old complaint. You wrote a thing up for once on property that was all screwed up. The guys making a junkyard out of it. And old cars and stuff.
What location is that, sir?
1923 Little Avenue.
Is that lower, I call it lower, little closer down? No, say
Towards
upper.
3C.
Okay, gotcha. Okay,
Yeah, in the first block off of it.
okay,
Be on the south side of the road.
okay.
Yeah.
I think,
So go ahead, you've got the floor,
Yeah.
sir.
Oh, well, as of day before yesterday, he added something new. This is an old junk car trailer with an old junk car on it. Not just junk that he picks up now and scraps. And he does house clean outs. It's evident from what he puts on his truck. He's got stuff in the driveway all piled up, trucks full of trash and junk behind the house and on the porch.
Okay,
It's pretty ridiculous. Steve wrote up a thing and sent it to the property owner. I think it was darn near a year ago, if you recall, Steve.
Mm-hmm.
And it got a little better then, and then all of a sudden, it just gets a little worse, a little worse. Once they see the heat's off, they just go right back. You know. The guy's named Bill, and the lady that owns it, her name's Karen. I knew Karen and her husband 35 years ago when they first moved in there. And of course, they're not there anymore. It's been a rental. They got a divorce, and this is a rental property for her, I'm assuming.
okay. You live right across the street,
I
don't
do,
you?
yes.
Yes, I remember this. I came out and went out there.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
Good.
because he had one time, some time ago, like a trailer and no tires on it or something, and a bunch of stuff.
Well, it's back.
And yeah,
Oh, you mean an old camper trailer?
Yeah.
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 They just used it to
Store
junk
stuff in, yeah.
Trash.
Trash, yeah,
I never seen anybody work so hard to absolutely get nothing.
yeah.
Amazes me, you know. But anyhow, that's my complaint. And I was just wondering how you follow that up, or what do you do with that, or?
What I'll do is I'll have Nicole go out, document it, and then we'll treat it as a nuisance property.
Okay,
We'll address it.
okay. That's all I asked.
Sir, can we take some photos and then
I
maybe
got some.
include them? Well, we have to take our own.
Oh,
Include those
I'll have
in,
Nicole document it, yeah.
yeah, okay. Nicole, did you want to say something?
I was gonna say, I've attempted to deal with this property a couple times. We actually did resolution for it before, but he cleaned it up. It's the guy that had that sign, he had a truck in the back alleyway, and he had that sign that used to be on that house that says like, ain't nothing here worth getting shot for or something.
Got it, got it.
Remember, so he took the sign off the house, put it in his back fence area. Anyways, he cleaned it up and then did it again, so then we handled it again, but he comes in, unfortunately, he just keeps like a cycle. We can
You
also
need
send a
to
letter
see
to
it
the
now.
owner.
won't believe it.
Yeah. The auditor's website has the owner's, information under rental contract. We can send a letter to her too directly if you want.
That's where I was wondering if pictures of her rental property
Yeah,
saying this is what we're talking about.
yeah, I can do that.
Okay, thank you.
Oh,
And thank, go ahead.
There's no utilities on there. No electric, no gas, no trash pickup, and he puts trash in other people's cans. So
Okay.
that's another thing that needs to be addressed.
Yeah, no, I can tell you that we've seen this in the township where they don't have utilities. You would think that would be
All there
illegal,
was prior.
right? You would
You
think
don't
that
have
it's
public
illegal
transport.
that you wouldn't be able to live in the house. And we've had this in different places, and they're like, no, we can't not let them live there just because they don't have electric or water. And it's like, well, now you add kids into the mix, then it's a different story.
Yeah, I
So-
bet. Or somebody crippled or something.
Yep. But thank you for bringing it to our attention.
Thank you.
Again, we don't know unless someone says something or comes in, because a lot of times we can miss things. Townships spread out, so thank you for coming in.
Squeaky wheel gets the oil.
There you go. Thank you.
It's across the street from your house.
Yeah,
Okay, Police Department, Lieutenant Ratliff, sir, you're up.
Get your stats.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks for sending them. Thanks for
Yeah,
emailing.
I got them too. I like that. And do you have any extra in case someone wants to?
That's what I was gonna have her.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay, because a lot of people like to have a copy for themselves.
Oh, yeah, they wanna know what's going on, so I don't blame them. We had, this is for July 20, as of July 23rd, our calls for service for the past 30 days, you got 875 calls. 10 assist other units, 32 domestics, 14 burglaries, 3 dog bites, 74 auto crashes, 9 mental health care crises, a robbery, 3 death investigations, 3 persons with guns, 9 stolen vehicles, 2 recovered stolen vehicles, 9 suicide attempts, 7 vandalisms, 9 threats or harassment calls, 63 alarms, 8 assaults, 137 suspicious people and vehicles. That's with us also seeing people and talking to them, not just dispatches on that too. 4 missing persons, 22 thefts, 10 juvenile complaints, 6 fights, 7 under the influence of alcohol runs, and 4 overdoses. Also, first week of overtime for traffic, we had 28 stops and 34 citations issued.
Okay. Was it mostly speed or?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's broke down on that email. you
Yeah.
sent us.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna go through. the
No,
whole
no,
thing.
I just was saying down there at the bottom, you broke it down. I loved all that and this here. You care if I ask you a question on?
I don't have the sheet with me though.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I am gonna ask you a question on that, but you'll be able to answer it.
Yeah.
The alarm drops. I'm curious, are those businesses, or are those like,
Everything.
people's residents?
Everything. It's a combination. Any kind of burglar alarm we get, it would be.
Do we have a thing to where they get so many and then they get dinged? And
Yeah,
the
we,
reason I'm asking is my son, my son moved back and he's out in London.
yeah,
And they came to his house and they let him know real quick, that's your free one.
yeah, we have a false alarm notice that we put on the, actually, she handles them for us and bills them. I think it's the third, we give them 3. And then it's progressive, like if they don't take care of their false alarm the next time, I think it's like 35 or 50 bucks for, don't hold me to these. Then it goes up another 50, and it goes up another 50, and I think it goes up to right around $300 if they don't get the issue resolved.
Yeah, I'm not advocating for that, but if that's the way it is, it's fine, but I'm just curious if we did have it. And then the other thing on the speed initiative,
Mhm.
I had asked about El Paso, and when I went down through that list, I didn't see El Paso where you had caught anybody. It didn't necessarily mean that you weren't there, it just meant that you didn't catch anyone. Do you know if they were able to work El Paso? Because I need to get back to those residents and say, well, they did, but there was no speeders, or they didn't see any speeders at their time.
Well, we went out and changed the battery in that, one thing, I went back to check it, the sign, is it not, is it still, maybe we must have a problem with it, so, and I also put the trailer out there, I don't know if you noticed the trailers out there.
I haven't personally been out there, but.
Yeah, we put a speed trailer out there, huh?
Oh, when I.
Oh, no, okay, I was gonna say, we put the speed trailer out there, and then we did have cars, we had a couple officers go out there and run it, but once we put the speed trailer, it kind of slowed them down, so they haven't been able to actually get a citation over that last week because that speed trailer kind of slowed them down, but once they get used to that speed trailer, more than likely, plus we can pull the data and see when we're having our issues, we can make sure that somebody goes up there.
Well, I appreciate it, and I'll let them know that.
Okay.
The speed trailer, I can tell you, the speed trailer is making a difference.
Oh,
Because I have to travel with Hague Avenue being closed down, I travel through there constantly, going back and forth to the office, and, you can see the cars dip down. You can see the nose of the cars dip down through there. And, but at the beginning of where it comes right off of Hague,
Mhm.
they fly until they see that.
Yeah.
And then you can see the nose dips down.
Trying to think of where, did we put that about midway down through there? I'm not.
It's more further down, but it starts picking you up.
Okay.
about midway.
It's pretty noticeable.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah, that
noticeable.
thing, it was a great, investment, I think, for the.
But I think you're right, I think you're right that once they get used to it and know it's not,
Can't say they didn't know how fast they were going.
Right,
Or somebody might say, I was on 60 just to see if it was accurate.
right.
I do have a question on the mental health calls. I know Sheriff's Department goes through, CIS or CSI training?
CIT.
CIT, thank you. Have we approached the Sheriff's Department of possibly starting to get our officers to go through that?
Some of our guys have it.
Okay,
But they also have cars, when our county dispatches them with us on probably 95% of those runs.
but I mean, have you looked at possibly sending the ones that haven't through? I think the more we have under that training, the better off.
Sure.
I mean, Sheriff's Department car could be tied up or something, I don't know. I don't know what it would cost us, but it would be worth looking into. The more training we can get our officers, the better they can serve the public.
Well, they actually have like an unmarked car, so there are a couple of unmarked cars that's all they handle. And they'll do the transports for us to keep the filling low about a marked car pulling in and,
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. So they actually help us out pretty well. We appreciate the Sheriff's Department. The Sheriff's Department gives us a lot of resources.
That's all I had.
We also have a lot of drug things that we're working on. Over around if anybody's watching, over around Little Avenue and on the lower half, like when the one down east of Harrisburg Pike, we've had a whole lot of car break-ins. We've already filed charges on the guy because we figured out who he was, and there've been quite a few guns stolen out of these cars. Do not leave your guns in your cars. Okay? You're allowed to carry them, but make sure you take them in. We had several guns taken out of cars down through there that were actually left unlocked. They didn't even break into a car. They were unlocked cars. At least 14 houses with 14 cars and several guns taken out of cars. So that puts them out on the street. So let's take them in, at the end of the night, all right? Talking for the camera. So I don't got anything else.
Okay. Anything else from the board? At this time, I'll open the floor for any questions to Lieutenant. Anyone have any
What's
questions?
the chances of getting more patrolmen down around Hart Road and Richter Road?
Oh, I seen your post and, we wrote that guy tickets already.
Yeah, and hadn't done any good.
Yeah, whenever we get a guy down there, they go down there and look. I mean, it's just where we got a large area.
They go down by that creek and turn around and then haul right up that hill and floor it down
Yeah.
Fort Davis.
We keep.
There's a often gray color Cadillac that you're gonna have to watch for.
Okay. No, our guys have been going over there, because I actually screenshotted yours every time you put something out there. I screenshotted it to the guys, but there's a lot that goes on in the township.
I understand that.
They'll end up catching that guy again, but they've already run him one citation, they've already talked to him at his house at the very beginning, to give him a chance to, get his behavior right. We're just gonna have to catch him again.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. And next up, I'm sorry?
I said thanks, Dave, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Thanks, David.
So next we have up is Chief Arnold, with the Fire Department.
Good afternoon. A few items of business there. I gave stats last meeting and then emailed them to you all and Nicole. So I will have more for the month of July next meeting. Steve, did you want me to read the resolutions or did you want to do that motion first?
Let's do the motion first, Bob, and then, we could do the resolutions after that.
Okay. So we had another resignation. Gentleman is going out to Madison Township. It's breaking his heart, but he made his decision and he worked here for, I think, a little over 5 years. Went to Mifflin the last time we had trouble, came back, when we were not in trouble anymore. And now he sees the writing on the wall. He's like, I gotta go again. So we've had him for probably 9 of his 11 years in the fire service. So it's sad to see him go. He's really good at his job. He's a really good human. But with that said, I would just like to have a motion to accept the resignation of Nicholas Markham effective today, July 24th, 2025.
So moved. Is there any questions in said motion? If there's no further questions, then I'd ask for a second.
I'll go second.
With the second, I'd ask for a roll call.
Mr. Leeser,
Yes.
Mr. Fleshman,
Yes,
and Mr. Blevins.
Yes.
it's a hard one to do. You know, we sit here and go through the motions, but this is just showing, as you said, the writing on the wall. Without us having a permanent type of funding where someone can lay down roots and we lose good quality people.
And he knows we got to get to 23, and he had an opportunity, so he said, I'll leave to get
Before
that
someone
number
else-
down. so
You know, that
somebody
says a
else
lot
can-
because he has other people, underneath him that would go before he
Oh,
would.
yeah, he would
And
have been
that-
safe. at
You know, can
23.
you imagine if you were the next person on chopping block and this gentleman says, I'll leave?
Yep.
Wow.
His brother worked here too, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah.
He did. Left under similar circumstances about 5 years ago.
Hate
I
to
hope
lose
Yeah,
him.
Chief, I'll go ahead and read those.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have a couple resolutions, gentlemen. The first one is Resolution 2025-114. It's a resolution approving the receipt of the 2025 MORE grant for the Franklin Township Fire Department. Be resolved that the Board of Trustees of Franklin Township, that the board approves and authorizes the acceptance of the 2025 MORE grant in the amount of $1,000 administered by OTARMA for the Franklin Township Fire Department. Section 1, that all formal actions of this board concerning and related to the adoption of this resolution were passed in an open meeting of this board, and that all deliberations of this board and any of its committees are resolved in such formal actions where meetings open to the public in compliance with all legal requirements, including Section 121.22 of the ORC. This resolution shall be declared an emergency and be in full force and effective immediately upon its adoption.
If there's no further questions, I'd ask for a second.
Oh, second.
With the second, I will now ask for roll call.
Mr. Leeser,
Yes.
Mr. Fleshman,
Yes.
and Mr. Blevins.
Yes.
And I'll preface the next resolution. If you recall, last year in March and April, we switched EMS billing companies. Change the year before had a security breach. Their company was in disarray for the beginning of 2024. We ended up switching to go to this Medicount company. They've been doing an outstanding job. They're amazing at the amount of revenue they've been able to pull from the insurance companies for us. And Change Healthcare came back once they secured their breach, sent us a bunch of invoices for the year of 2024. I sent them back to them, like, that can't even be possible. Our new EMS billing company ran through what they were saying they collected. I made them go back through their own. They audited it all, and so they've come back now a year later and said, yes, this is what we collected on your behalf. This is what you owe us. It was confirmed by our current company. So now, pretty far from when those invoices are actually dated, I'm comfortable paying those invoices. And the money was there and budgeted for, knowing that we did owe them something. It's just a matter of figuring out what it was.
And was it over a 2-year period?
Now it's like maybe from November, December 23 up to late last year. They were still trickling in for them, so.
I remember it.
Yeah, but this writes us done with them, and we're not worried about it anymore. I mean, just,
Okay. So we have a resolution or a
Yes,
motion
sir.
to,
It's resolution 2025-111. It's a resolution authorizing a payment to Change Healthcare Technologies Enabled Services LLC for EMS billing fee services. And whereas Change Healthcare Technology Enabled Services LLC, DBA Change Healthcare, provided EMS billing services. After the services were provided, the township received invoices for which purchase orders with prior certification of availability of appropriations and funds to pay the obligations had not been obtained, and those exhibits are attached for your review. Section 5705.11D1 of the revised code provides that in certain circumstances, a subdivision may authorize payment on a contract executed without prior certification. Whereas the Board of Township Trustees now has before it certificates from the Township Administrator certifying there was at the time of the making of that contract and at the time of the execution of such certificate, a sufficient sum appropriated for the purpose of such contract, and in the Treasury or in process of collection to the credit of an appropriate fund free from any previous encumbrances, which is known as a then and now certificate. Whereas less than 30 days have passed since the Board of Trustees receipt of certificate from the Township Administrator, and whereas the Board of Trustees desires to satisfy the obligations on the contract. Section 1, the Board of Trustees hereby acknowledges receipt of the then and now certificate from the Township Administrator and authorizes and directs a payment in the amount of $7,480.48 to Change Healthcare, and that all formal actions of this board concerning and related to the adoption of this resolution were passed in an open meeting of this board, and that all deliberations of this board and any of its committees that result in such formal actions were meetings open to the public in compliance with all legal requirements, including section 121.22 of the ORC. This resolution shall be declared an emergency and shall be in full force, effective immediately upon its adoption.
if there's no further questions, I'd ask for a second.
I will second.
Having the second, I'd ask for a roll call.
Mr. Fleshman,
Yes.
Mr. Leeser,
Yes.
and Mr. Blevins.
Yes.
Sir?
I don't have anything else for you. I'm sure if there's questions, I'm happy to answer.
Okay. Anything else from the board?
I have nothing.
At this point in time, I'll open the floor for any questions to the chief. Hearing none, I close the floor and thank you, sir.
I do take that back real quick.
Yeah.
Just for clarification, because there are a lot of different issues out there. What we discussed on the levy
Yes.
and what we sent through is to cover one firehouse, correct? It's not gonna be reopening any firehouses.
No, the
Okay,
news.
I just wanted to make that, because I know there's been some news reports,
Yeah, the news
And-
put that on.
and
their
they've
latest.
been giving out misinformation, which is another reason why I don't care for the media.
Okay.
Anything else?
That's it.
Thank you
Thank
all.
you, sir. Okay, road department, Mr. Stevens.
Hello, everybody. Mine should be rather quick. Don't have a whole lot for the board. Just some stats real quick for you. Just kind of brush over top of them. So far up to date here within the last month, we've taken in 36 loads of brush. We're still doing signage repair throughout the township. Went down and did some boom mowing on Hart Road as we was requested to do. We've hauled 5 loads of illegally dumped trash from our alleys, which is a constant problem right now. For some reason, it just seems like everybody's using our alleys as trash cans. One of the big things that we did do is we helped Detective Fahey trimmed out and installed 3 of his flock cameras in 2 of our areas where we've got a lot of problems with illegal dumping. I really don't want to mention where they were at, but that's huge. And from talking to Detective Fahey, he's actually been able to use that and utilize it, and things are really starting to work for us. He's catching some things that he needs to. Guardrails, working on guardrails. Started our crack seal program. That's kind of a long process. A couple days that we were out, the rain kind of came in on us and we had to stop at that time, but it's something that's still in the works. Of the cemetery, we had 3 areas where we had limbs from trees and trees falling down on Little Avenue, Searles and Briggsdale. We've cut all that up and took that out of there. Working in the alleys, we've taken, I think, 4 loads of grindings and started working on the alleys. Sent out 15 more mow letters, mowed 18 more House Bill 50 properties. Township right-of-ways, the township properties that we own, we've been mowing those. We tore out and installed 160 foot of storm line down on Linnet. And also I have a group of guys right now starting to working on line of sight at intersections, trimming things back at all of our intersections. That way we got safe line of sight at everything. That's kind of an oversight of stats. Other thing I have, and I think Lieutenant Ratliff may have copied you guys on this over in Briggsdale with the new signage that was put up. Did you guys all get any?
I got it this morning.
Okay. This is where you got, the board has passed a resolution over on Peabody to put up our, pretty much no parking, no trespassing signs. Well, CSX came in, they've kind of taken it upon themselves, and they have installed this signage all the way down through there. Ryan and I were actually over there today, going through there. There was 3 tow trucks in there towing things out. They pretty much got a lot of the vehicles out of the way. The camper's still there.
Is it Broad and James towing it, or the owners?
That's the sign of CSX. They must be in cohorts with CSX, but that's the ones that,
So it wasn't the owner removing
Oh,
those
no,
things?
no, no,
So
no.
they just impounded it, or call it
can't-
what you want?
no idea.
It wasn't
Different
by
names
their
on
own
the tow
fruition?
trucks.
It wasn't by their own fruition?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
But when I look at this, and this is a question that I have, when you have all these cars parking
Well,
in.
we're working on that
Okay,
side
because
now.
they're in the easement.
Yeah, that's, the resolution that you all passed it gives us the opportunity to put no parking on both sides. Now, CSX is taking that, and I don't know how close we are for that timing out now for our signs. I'm not really sure. The one down on Peabody.
I'm just waiting to get certification for Peabody
Signed up.
and,
And then over off of Fisher.
yes.
Yeah.
So as soon as municipal court gets back to me, then we'll be ready to go.
And then once we get that, we'll be able to install those signs on the east side of
So-
Peabody.
Have we, because I'm looking at this,
It's all the way down through there.
yeah. So they would be able to turn a couple cars this way, but,
Well,
or,
it's
because
a-
I mean, the front of the cars are definitely in the right of way.
Even if they were to, and that's a place of business, even if they were to have a vehicle there that they were working on and they backed it all the way up to the door,
Yeah,
the car's still gonna be sitting
and that's what I'm getting
in the
at.
right of way, no matter, stopping them from, I don't think that they're not gonna be allowed to have vehicles parked in front of their building, like say overnight or anything,
Yes.
to keep them there. Getting the vehicles in and out to do their business maybe is a different story, so.
Sure,
we'll
but when you
accept
have that many cars,
It's bad.
what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 all
They
the way
literally
down through
moved
there.
some from this side to that side.
Yeah,
So hopefully we can curb that when we get everything back from legal and everything is good to go.
the thing that amazes me, when I see a shop like this that has more cars than they can work on sitting in their parking lot and there's nowhere to pull in, it's like, well, how many months out are you? Or you see the
What's your-
same cars sit there forever.
What's your backlog? You know,
Yeah.
how much you got?
I mean, if you look at a company like, these tire companies like Discount Tire or any of those,
Mhm.
at the end of the day, there's nothing in their parking lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of places, they're done.
Mhm.
So,
Only other thing, just a little bit of an
I
update.
saw one on my phone.
Just a little bit of an update on the building, the plumbing. All the piping is pretty much 99% finished. The oil separator, which I wanted to apologize if they fired the big hydro back up because they're out there today, hydro backing out the hole for the oil separator, which is scheduled for delivery for tomorrow. The gas and the water, they'll have that piped in here this next week. They've already put all their paperwork in through Franklin County to schedule their inspection, so we're probably looking maybe another week or so. And then we'll actually be able to step out and get ready to go for concrete.
So I have a question. I know that we're using a lot of our equipment and things because this
I'm
guy,
documenting all.
are we going to then assess
Yes.
what we owe?
And he knows that. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, I talked with him about that, yep. We're documenting all of our time and we're going through there with equipment and man hours.
Okay.
So, and it's just one of those as needed, if he needed something picked up and moved or whatever.
Right.
Doug. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much all I've got, gentlemen.
Anything from the board?
I've got a laundry list here. No, sir.
So,
Can you touch base on what you and I worked on saving township money with the asphalt?
Oh, yeah, we had always gotten our asphalt from up off of McKinley, up in that area, from a company, and then trustee Leisure gave me another avenue to go with a new asphalt plant. And we started going through there and with Strauser, and come to find out, we just now got our first billing, because they just started this up, what, a month and a half ago or something, maybe?
2
So,
months tops?
Yeah, so we, it's a brand new facility, so we just now got our first month of billing, and they are actually $45 less per ton
wow,
down there, and the asphalt is even that much better. So.
And it's closer.
Huge, and it's, well, yeah,
Well,
you know where we're at.
All I did was get the contact.
Yeah, we took
You
out,
followed through on it.
Ryan and Joey and I took out a little over 2 ton yesterday on probably one of the hottest days to be messing with asphalt, and it's just good to work with. It's
Sure.
good asphalt. But no, thank you.
you see a difference in the product though?
Oh, yeah.
You like the product better?
Oh, a lot better.
Okay.
It's stickier, if that makes sense for
Yeah,
anybody who knows anything
yeah,
about
they're
it.
not stingy on.
But it still is hot. It don't matter. It was
Yeah.
hot.
A lot of the stickier is easier to use when you get it in there and it doesn't flake off like hamburger.
Yeah.
So at this time, I'm gonna open up the floors. There's no more questions from the board. I'm gonna open the floor for any questions to our road supervisor, Mr. Stevens.
At some point in time, can you or your people come down and go through the alley that runs behind my
Behind you?
house? All that viney stuff, it's been there for years now. It's creeping over and coming in my yard. I try to keep stuff at bay as best I can at this point.
Sure.
Can they come down and pull that stuff away?
Yeah,
Because the owner of the property is not doing anything about it.
Yeah, Hunter's working in all of our alleys down in the triangle, so I'll say something to him about it. Yeah, no problem.
That's all I have.
Okay. Any other questions? Hearing none, the floor is closed. We are moving on to fiscal department. Are you handling that today, sir?
I motion to approve payroll reports as written, as presented on July 24, 2025, to regular meeting of the Board of Trustees. Be resolved by the Board of Trustees of Franklin Township, Franklin County, Ohio, that the board makes a motion to approve the employee payroll for the pay period June 29, 2025 through July 12, 2025 in the amount of $217,539.19. The direct deposit on July 18, 2025. Electronic vouchers 19/24/2025 through 2009/2025. I have an exhibit attached for your review. So if you'd like to scrutinize that, you are more than welcome.
If there's no further questions in regards to resolution, I'd ask for a second.
I will second.
Hearing the second, I'd ask for a roll call when ready, sir.
Mr. Fleshman,
Yes.
Mr. Leisure,
Yes.
and Mr. Blevins.
Yes.
The next I have is a motion to approve accounts payable. Be it resolved by the Board of Trustees of Franklin Township, Franklin County, Ohio, that the board makes a motion to approve accounts payable from July 9, 2025 through July 21st, 2025 in the amount of $209,784.63. From electronic payment vouchers number 1846, 2025 through 2008, 2025, and warrants 7800 through 7803, and again, an exhibit is attached for your review.
If there's no further questions, said resolution, I'd ask for a second.
I will second.
I have just a real
Yes, sir.
quick one. I noticed on here, I'm sure they maybe already thought of it or took care of it. On the trash for Bourne's Brothers, I'm assuming that is, for this building in Sullivan Avenue. Do we still need, you see it down there?
I
Steve?
do, I do. They're back-to-back entries?
Yeah, and there's a different amount, I'm assuming different size containers or something like that? And then with the quotes of the firehouse here, do we have the ability to save more money, or will we still need the size of container we have? I'm just curious, just,
I don't see why we couldn't have one of the dumpster here removed. Chief, are you familiar at all with the contract for Bourne's on the dumpsters?
I think all the departments use that dumpster, so you can't,
we've only got.
you might be
Okay.
able to downsize a little bit, but you can't get rid of it.
That one's pretty small as it is.
Okay, well, if it's, I'm
That was
just
one of
trying to
Is
think
it,
of savings for the
Good
town,
point,
for the,
good point.
for the
is it
people,
cheaper
that's
or
all.
more expensive than the other fire?
Well.
One of
I'm
them's
assu-
go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm assuming the one at Sullivan is bigger, it's $169.
Is that per month?
And then, the one here is $104.
I just want the public to
I
know.
would have said this was bigger, but either way.
Yeah, but with the facility using it too, we generate trash and.
That's all I got, sir.
Okay,
Uh,
wait a minute, sir, I gotta get a second.
Already got a
You
second.
got a second? That's right, you had a question? Okay, whenever you're ready,
Mr.
sir.
Fleshman,
Yes.
Mr. Leeser,
Yes.
and Mr. Blevins.
Yes,
Okay, then I have, resolution approving the obligations for the township administrator for the period of July 7, 2025 through July 22nd, 2025. And whereas the Board of Township Trustees in Resolution 2021-130 authorized the administrator to incur obligations of $10,000 or less on behalf of the township in accordance with Section 507.11 of the ORC. And pursuant to the provisions of Section 507.11A of the ORC, the obligations incurred by the township administrator must subsequently be approved by the adoption of a formal resolution of the Board of Township Trustees. The obligations incurred by the township administrator as presented in Exhibit A, which is attached, are hereby approved, that all formal acts of this board concerning and related to the adoption of this resolution were passed in an open meeting of this board, and that all deliberations of this board and any of its committees have resulted in such formal actions were in meetings open to the public in compliance with all legal requirements, including Section 121.22 of the ORC. This resolution shall be declared emergency and be in full force and effective immediately upon its adoption.
If there's no further questions on the matter, I would ask for a second.
I will second.
Having the second, I'd ask for a roll call, please.
Mr. Fleshman,
Yes.
Mr. Leeser,
Yes.
and Mr. Blevins.
yes.
Then the next resolution is Resolution 2025-113. It's a resolution authorizing payments by the temporary deputy fiscal officer. Be it resolved that the Board of Trustees of Franklin Township, Franklin County, Ohio, that the board approved the appointment of James Stevens to serve as a temporary fiscal township deputy fiscal officer to fulfill the duties of the fiscal officer in their absence, according to Resolution 2025-038. Be it further resolved that per Resolution 2025-038, this appointment is temporary and shall be rescinded at the request of the Board of Trustees. The Board of Trustees grants a temporary deputy fiscal officer the authority to approve and sign vendor invoices totaling the amount of $4,216.95 from check number 70788. There's an exhibit attached. I'm sorry, and there's an additional invoice of 70804. All formal actions of this board concerning and related to the adoption of this resolution were passed in an open meeting of this board. All deliberations of this board and any of its committees that result in such formal actions were in meetings open to the public in compliance with all legal requirements, including Section 121.22 of the ORC. This resolution shall be declared an emergency and be in full force and effective immediately upon its adoption.
If there's no further question in said resolution, I'd ask for a second.
I will second.
Here in the second, I will ask for roll call when ready.
Mr. Fleshman.
Yes.
Mr. Leeser.
Yes.
And Mr. Blevins.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. And this was might as well take this one. This was just, you probably got a chance to review this morning. This is a follow-up to put the levy that the trustees approved to send to the county auditor. We received approval from the county auditor on the levy amount yesterday. Julie was good enough to work on this and forward this resolution so that it can be placed on the November 2025 ballot. So with that, I have Resolution 2025-117. It's a resolution to proceed with the submission of the question of levying a tax in excess of the 10 mil limitation for the purpose of fire protection services pursuant to the ORC Section 5705.19I. And again, this is a renewal with an increase. Whereas on or around July 22nd, 2025, the Board of Trustees of Franklin Township, Franklin County, Ohio, certified a resolution declaring the necessity to levy a tax in excess of the 10 mil limitations pursuant to the revised code 5075.19I for the purpose of providing fire protection services to the township residents. And whereas on July 23rd, 2025, the Franklin County Auditor certified to the board that, 1, the property tax revenue that will be produced with a 6.89 mil levy, assuming the taxable value of the township remains constant through the life of the levy, is calculated to be $1,352,157. 2, the total taxable value of the township used in calculating the estimated property tax revenue is $292,060, $292,060,760. The millage requested for the levy is 6.89 mils per $1 per taxable value, which amounts to $137 for each 100,000 of the county auditor's appraised value. Therefore, be it resolved by the Board of Trustees of Franklin Township, Franklin County, Ohio, 2/3 of all the members elected hereto concurring that, 1, the board desires to proceed with the submission of the question of a tax levy pursuant to RC 5705.19I for the purpose of providing and maintaining fire apparatus, appliances, buildings, or sites therefore, or services of water supply and materials therefore, or the establishment and maintenance of lines of fire alarm telegraph, or the payment of firefighting companies, or permanent, part-time, or volunteer firefighting, emergency medical service, administrative or communications personnel to operate the same, including the payment of any employer contributions required for such personnel under Section 145.48 or 742.34 of the Ohio Revised Code, or for the purchase of ambulance equipment or the provision of ambulance paramedic or other emergency medical services operated by a fire department or firefighting company, or for the payment of other related costs. The levy will be a renewal of 5.89 mil levy with an increase of 1 mil for a total of 6.89 mils. The levy shall be at the rate of 6.89 mils for each dollar evaluation, which amounts to $137 for each 100,000 evaluation to the electors residing in the unincorporated territory of the township only. The levy will be for a 5-year period. Section 5, the sections of the ORC authorizing submission of the question of taxes are sections 5705.03, 5705.199, 5705.191, 5705.25. 6, the levy shall be placed upon the current year's tax list commencing 2025 for the collection in 2026, if approved by the majority of electors voting thereon. 7, the territory where the tax will be levied is the unincorporated area of the township. Township is located entirely within Franklin County. 8, the question of such levy shall be placed upon the ballot of the general election to be held on November 4, 2025, and submitted to the unincorporated territory of the township. 9, Steve Mazer, the township administrator, to this board of trustees is hereby directed to certify not less than 90 days prior to the election to the Board of Elections, Franklin County, Ohio, a copy of the resolution declaring its necessity to levy a tax in excess of 10 mil limitation, and a copy of this resolution together with a certification of the auditor, and to notify the Board of Elections to cause notice of election on the question of levying the tax to be given as required by law. 10, it is found and determined that all formal actions of this Board of Trustees concerning and related to the adoption of this resolution were adopted in an open meeting of this Board of Trustees, and that all deliberations of this Board of Trustees and any of its committees have requested, and those formal actions were in meetings open to the public in compliance with all legal requirements, including Section 121.22 of the ORC. This resolution shall be declared emergency and take effect immediately upon its adoption or at earliest time provided by law.
Is there any questions in regard to said resolution? Hearing none, roll call when you're ready.
We need a second.
Oh, I apologize. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
I will second that, and I do have just want to reiterate, this is only to keep one fire station open. This is the bare minimum.
Okay, Mr. Fleshman.
I'm gonna make a statement first. I am saying yes to this to keep a fire station open. We have failed 2 other attempts. So we need to at least give fire safety to where fire safety is needed to our residents. So for that, I would say yes. However, I still think that we need to look at a township-wide levy down the road.
Okay.
That was a yes.
Mr. Leeser
Yes.
and Mr. Levens.
Yes.
Terrific, thank you. And I am planning, to take this up tomorrow or Monday at the latest to give the Board of Elections time to review it.
And the deadline for that is August 8th or something?
Oh no, August 5th, 5th or 5th, yes.
4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Wow. So we got time.
Same deadline as if like you're running
Yeah.
for,
Yeah.
re-election, things like that.
So I get that.
Yeah.
Didn't realize it was on the same time frame. Well, we have time, so we've.
And
made
then
it
I have
official.
Resolution 2025-116. It's a resolution approving the contract between Franklin County, or Franklin Township and Arledge Construction Incorporated. Be it resolved that the Board of Trustees of Franklin Township, Franklin County, Ohio approves and authorizes entering a contract with Arledge Construction Incorporated for the concrete floor and approach concerning the new road department building. The Board of Trustees authorizes the Township Administrator to execute the contract on behalf of the Township. Be it further resolved that Arledge Construction Incorporated was the lowest and best bid to complete the concrete project at a cost not to exceed $52,000. And I have attached exhibits for your review concerning the cost. All formal actions of this board concerning and related to the adoption of this resolution were passed in an open meeting of this board, and in all deliberations of this board and any of its committees have resulted in such formal actions where meetings open to the public in compliance with all legal requirements including section 121.22 of the ORC. This resolution shall be declared emergency and be in full force and effective immediately upon its adoption.
If there's no further question in said resolution, I'd ask for a second.
I will second.
With the second, I ask for a roll call.
Mr. Fleshman,
Yes.
Mr. Leeser,
Yes.
and Mr. Blevins.
Yes.
Thank you, gentlemen. Then the last thing I have is Mr. Kirby, our hired accountant, just completed the bank reconciliation for June of 2025.
Is that in our packet?
You
I had
should
a
have
question. I know I received it,
Yeah.
but I had a question. I'm gonna let you go first,
No,
sir.
no, you're fine.
Do you have a copy there?
Uh-huh.
If I could look at that a minute so I get the right numbers. I was just curious on the other adjusted factors of minus $4,901.50. What factors, and do we know what that is?
For how much?
$4,901.50.
Let me see. Let me see.
Because everything else seemed to balance out. I don't know if that factors is certain things that have not come in yet. I didn't have no explanation on exactly what that was when you go through it, or I may have overlooked it.
No. And again, this could be a question to ask Mr. Kirby. He sent this to me and I didn't have a chance to sit down with him.
So when I look at that and read that and say, it balances, but we had the minus $4,901.50 to make it balance, but it balances.
There's all types of adjustments.
I
You'll see
understand
there-
that.
You'll see that.
That's,
But if he would in the future give us a little bit of an idea of what that is, a summary.
Mhm.
I didn't mean to hold us up, but that was
No, I
just
was looking
something.
it up. I was gonna look it
Okay,
up.
here's a notation that it was posted to the bank on 6/30, so it should be at the end of the month. So he's looking for that to be adjusted when he does the July 2025 balance,
So it'll pick up the 4,000.
based on his
I know why.
notation here. It was trustee pay was posted to the bank on 6/30.
Okay,
So I'm assuming that's for your July, you all want it in the bank on July 1. So that will carry over then until the July bank reconciliation.
gotcha. So being the fact that in the month, the date, we know what the number is, but it has not, for lack of terms, cleared the bank yet. So therefore, that'll be picked up on next month.
Yeah.
The pay.
If,
Because it
yes,
hasn't been posted. I used the word clear.
right,
But
right.
it hasn't been posted.
right.
So therefore, it would just be picked up. The reason
That's
I
a-
used,
Go ahead.
the reason I use the word clear, because
No, I
most
get it,
people
I get it,
understand their own
I
banking.
get it.
And that's a handwritten note. He printed that at the bottom of that.
Sometimes
as I
it's hard
recall,
to,
right?
it's hard to understand what he's, no,
You'll
it's,
see.
it's typed out.
You'll see, and it's
I
the
saw
same,
some, okay.
and then you'll see too, this
That was last
$29,000 here that he's trying to track down. And this $29,000 for some reason keeps carrying over from month to month to month. So he is working with Robin and they're gonna figure out what this carryover is each month.
okay.
But at least we're aware of it.
So I think the majority of the questions I had was not to catch somebody and say this is wrong. It's more to educate me because, to be truthful, in the 12 years that I've been trustee, very few of these have we ever got. So I'm very thankful to get these.
sir.
Need a
So-
motion to accept it?
We have a,
Yes, you do.
so if we have a second, if there's no further questions, then I'm going to go through because I don't know where we left off. If there's no further questions, I'd ask for a second.
On a motion to accept, correct?
Yes,
Okay, I will second that.
and roll call when you're ready.
All right, Mr. Fleshman,
Yes.
Mr. Leeser,
Yes.
and Mr. Blevins.
Yes.
Gentlemen, that's all I have for you.
Okay, so I'm going to, Mr. Leeser, do you have anything for us?
Yeah, I have two things, that we got emailed out to us. The summaries that we are now posting, I believe there's two, correction on each one that needs to be made. And that's under the attendance, and it's just a simple, I'm sure it's just a simple error, of just checking the wrong box. Under fiscal officer, we do have a medical excuse, so shouldn't that be excused and not just absent?
I don't know. I honestly don't, I've never dealt with that before, and I don't know what the state statute
Yeah, I
is.
don't know.
We can look into it and ask Julie, and then we'll know.
Okay, let me make a note of that.
Because usually when we have an employee, which we are elected officials, so I don't know how that plays.
Can
I'm not-
this is on the same line. Do you care if I
Sure,
ask
sure,
a question?
absolutely.
I don't care.
This is on the same line of what you're speaking of. I believe she's due to come back real soon. So should we get something from her doctor that, like we do all the other employees and people, that says she clear, good to come back and everything? Should we ask Julie if we need to get that, say she's okay to come back and resume her duties?
I would assume the doctor would give it to her, but I mean, yeah, I mean.
Well, I mean, you guys,
Might as well clear- might as well clear Julie.
you always say, do we have
Yeah,
all the legal documents and everything? So if we're gonna have
Statutory
legal
requirements.
documents for employees, it seems like the last meeting you said, she's allowed to be off, we're allowed to be off, you told me and everything, and so should we not do the same thing?
We do need some, because
Yeah.
we have a liability.
Okay,
And if she's not clear to work and she comes in here, and something happens, then the
Then
township
it's
has,
us.
then the township has
Yeah.
exposed itself to liability.
and that's my purpose for asking,
Okay.
so.
So, Mike, do you have
No,
any?
James had another thing.
Did you?
no, I'm good.
Oh, I thought you had two.
No, I just wanted to bring that up and see, have you
I
check on
do,
it. I want the only reason why I brought it up is I want the records to be correct. If we, and it's very easy to just check off the absence box. I mean,
I reached out to the auditors because the audit was supposed to be out in 3 days, and the audit has been held up again.
For the 27th?
So it was supposed to be out on the 27th, and I got verification. Did you have something?
No, you just remind me of something, thank you.
Okay, I got verification back from the auditors, and now they choose not to put a date on when it's going to be released, but it's going to be very important when the audit is released for people to get the audit, and you're gonna have questions answered on where the beginning of the downfall of Franklin Township's fire department started. So, please, I'm going to beat this beat this to death and let you know when it comes out, but I'm telling you, you're going to want to get your hands on the audit when it comes out. And secondly, gentlemen, there are a lot of hoops that have to be jumped through when we go to dive into this thing with the fire department. We were on the phone the other day with Julie, in their contract and stuff. They, when it comes to if we decide that there has to be more layoffs or anything like that, they have rights to have meetings on that and their union and stuff like that. And this is all gonna take a lot of time. So I would appreciate it if maybe you're fully aware of their contract, but I dove back into it and looked at it, and I recommend
30 or 90 days. What is, how many day notice is it that they have to have?
30.
30-day notice.
Well, it isn't even just that, John. If we want to change it at all, they have rights to meetings and
Yes,
everything else. And so this isn't something that's going to happen overnight. And so as a board, we should maybe have a session together on a Saturday like we had done one other time and decide among ourselves, call it a work session or whatever we want to do and things
Sure.
like that. But in that same contract, there are management rights, and we have the ability to, what I'm gonna say is, take care of the people's money.
Sure.
So that's the only other thing that I wanted to mention.
And I too, like you, am anxious to see the final results, but I differ from it from, obviously, we had a time levy that went away. So any monies that were spent, et cetera, I definitely am open to looking at, as you said, the downfall to it. Had we continued with our levy and had we continued to get the SAFER grant money, the fire department, from what I see, would have still been in operation. Okay, at this point, I want to change,
Can
sir?
I add something?
Yes.
Mike? Julie has offered, and I personally think it's a very good idea, that she would like to respond to the letter that Mike initiated regarding when are we gonna get the audit results. Julie would like to respond to the Auditor of State's legal counsel and explain to them, which we have had to do in the past, we've got something on the levy in November.
They're going to want to try to put it right up to the November date again.
Yes, so
3 times now.
me personally, I think it would be a good idea to have Julie contact the Auditor of State and explain to them, here we go again, as you just said, John.
Last November was the same
Could
thing.
we put this off until after the November election?
Yeah.
So I did want to run that by the board and see if you were in agreement that that's probably the thing for us to do.
Sooner than later. Are you okay with that, sir?
Are you asking me if I'm okay if Julie,
Contacts,
if I'm in
yeah.
agreement with what she's wanting, or if you want to have Julie contact her lawyer? Because it's 2 different questions and I have 2 different answers.
So, go ahead and answer in both ways that you want to.
No,
I don't know how
I'm
else to
not-
ask it.
I'm not, okay, that's fine. I'm not in agreement that I think the people need the information. I think we need to ask, what we should be having Julie contact them and say, we need to get the answer so that people have the answer before they enter into the discussion to vote, not keep the information from the people and have them vote. Does that answer the question?
Yeah.
There you
Yes,
go.
sir. How about you? Are you
I
fine with?
I would agree with that. We,
How many years has it been?
It's
It's been
been-
4 years.
yeah, it's been being kicked, this date, I've heard, if I hear a date anymore, I laugh because I know it's never gonna come true. I've heard so many dates since taking office that to me, it's a joke. And, when we hear a date, and I would agree with her contacting them, but I don't wanna push this out past, the people deserve an answer of what this audit is.
Sure.
And, you know, it's just wrong for us to spend all this money and all this time, good, bad, and different, whatever the audit says. We need that audit released sooner than later. I mean, kicking I always use this term, Mike, and you said it one day, and I loved it. Kicking the can down the road is not the answer. It's not the answer. And, you know, they've spent, what, 6 years doing this audit? I've heard it for 4 years, different times, different dates, and I, for one, am sick and tired of hearing different times and different dates. I want to see the audit.
So I as well would be fine with Julie being able to contact them. As you guys well know, we have been privileged with confidential and seeing stuff that's in it and et cetera. What I'm not okay with is it coming out the week that we have to put a fire levy on and the public doesn't get to ask questions and be able to say this, this, and this. So I would hate it to come across as to the voters that something was done wrong with the fire department and et cetera, and giving the wrong impression. The sooner the better, so that open meetings, open dialogue, that they can see exactly what the majority of what the issues were, if there was issues, and what does it mean.
So you were comfortable then, we'll just let.
Sounds like all 3 of us are comfortable with.
That's
Yeah.
what I need to understand. So you're
Yes.
comfortable with just letting it come out when it comes out?
We're comfortable, I think what everyone's saying is sooner than later.
Okay.
Because bringing it out 1 week before, which for, I don't know if it just, the intent, I don't know which words to use. I don't know if the intent to bring it out a week before the election each time that they've done this, and it just so happens to be that way, versus there's nothing wrong with bringing it out tomorrow. You know, to me, now is the time to bring it out, not 1 week before the election. It's almost as if, how can that be coincidence every time that we go to be told this is coming out, and it always comes out right before our fire levy?
All right, so I'm confused here.
Well, what I'm saying, sir, is for me, Julie needs to be able to say yes, in my opinion, to get this out and get it done as soon as possible. Not wait until the 9th hour that they want to bring it out the week of the election.
What Julie's intent is just to contact the legal counsel.
Yes.
And tell them, do not release this on November 3rd.
Right,
Since you've dragged this out for so long.
bring it November 8th.
Let's do November 8th then.
If you can do it today, great. If you can't do it, you know, like you said, November 3rd, then you need to bring it out on the 8th or whatever date there would be. Do you understand what he's asking? He's asking,
I definitely understand. I think it's as simple as this. Julie contacts them and says, we would like a hard date when you think it's gonna come out.
yeah.
He left it open-ended, and they ought to be able to answer the question.
Well,
But if their
Well, you
intent
don't-
is to bring it
you're
out on the
never-
3rd,
Mike, I agree with what you're saying,
Yes,
in a
yes.
sense,
Yes.
but I have had hard dates, like I said.
Well,
it's-
we've had, and they have given hard dates every time, and since I've been a board member, I call them on it, just like I sent that, I sent that email out and said, okay, the 27th is in 5 days. When can we expect an exit audit that they're always talking about? And everyone saw what came back. I'm not gonna go any further detail than that. But if she either leaves it alone, in my opinion, and it runs out the way it runs out, or she can contact them and at least let them know, we would like to know if they can say it's gonna come out in the next 2 months, then that leaves 2 months for people to digest it.
right,
But if it's gonna come out
the week
in
of.
October the 15th, there's no sense in putting it out on October the 15th when election day is November the 4th.
I agree with you,
Yeah.
I concur.
My thing is.
I think you put it better than I did, that's
No, no,
perfect.
My
Well, I'm
thing
learning.
is, didn't they give us a date on our response back to them?
Yeah.
A hard date?
Yeah,
Listen, we have, they said they would take, I don't want to get into what the letter says, or what the email says, but they said, we had so many days, and then they had 30 days. Well, and then you read what you read.
yeah.
They needed more
They're,
time.
they're allowed to change their dates, but yet
We
if
can't
we
change it.
have something that they give us a date and we have to have it complied by, there's no way that we're able to do that. So, you know, that's a tough call. But yeah, I think you
Yes.
said it, I think Mike said it beautifully. So Mike is saying if you're planning on bringing this out basically a week before the election, hold it until afterwards.
So
We want it as soon as possible.
basically what you're saying is you do not want Julie to do anything that may hinder the release of this audit if it comes out in a certain time frame. And you want a guarantee from the auditor of state that it's not gonna come out when.
Well, how much
Or
time?
you will have it by when.
See, that this is the hard part, because if we tell them we do not want it out by, if you can't get it out by October 1st, then don't put it out until
I can't
November
get-
8th,
I can't get on board on
hypothetically. No, I'm just saying hypothetically. I mean, I'm just picking even
Yeah.
numbers, hypothetically. If we tell them that, then they were going to say, well, we got till October 1st. We can't give the magic number that when they should have it out. I much rather see them say, wow, we got it out August 15th, or we got it out August 30th, or we got it out September 1st. But pushing it right up to a week before or 2 weeks before the fire levy, and we've got the firemen going out and doing, and trying to, I'm gonna use the word sell the levy or have the concerns. One of the things to answer questions about the audit, all of us are gonna need time to digest it and be able to show it to the public and be here to answer any questions. So we can't be campaigning for a levy and trying to put out fires. I kind of shouldn't use the word put out fires, but put out fires on the audit or innuendos that, you know, what does this mean? And we're asking the voters to pass a levy.
And I want to make a statement. We're using fire. Without going down the rabbit hole, it's not just the fire department that's on this audit. It's
The whole township.
The whole township is.
Yeah,
We're just using fire
because it's,
because of the levy being on the ballot. But I just wanted to make it clear, didn't want to put a bullseye on the fire department thinking that they're the.
what are they looking for? What did they do?
But
I think Mike said it the
Mike said it
best
the
way.
best.
So, and that didn't make it any clearer for you, because we can't give you a date.
And the
My
auditor-
thought is to have Julie and
I say, we want the audit out.
The auditor's not gonna give you a date either.
No.
They're gonna,
so what we'll have to do is visit us when they say we want to bring the audit, like they did before. We want to bring the audit out on, what was it, 5 days before the election? Then that's when we're going to have to revisit this and say, hey, you know, obviously we're in agreement. Can you bring it out on the 8th? What's 3 more days going to make a difference, or 4 days? But for some reason, it's always, you know, each time we've had a levy, it's always been, nope, we're not gonna change it, it's coming out on this date, it's sitting on my desk and it's going out. And it's like, is it a threat? What are you doing to us? So, you know, a lot of people, we're not trying to hide anything, or if there's any smoking gun, like, oh, we're gonna find out someone stole money, and that's not the case, or misused. The whole thing is, it gives the illusion, and that's what the bad part is. And then there are people say, well, I'm not voting for the levy because of this. And what it does essentially is hurt all the residents that need fire safety in this township because of an illusion. So, anything else? So my thought to you is, yes, the board's saying, yes, have Julie get a hold of their council, do what needs to be done. And if they say in August it's coming out on November 2nd, then we need to have a talk.
They'll never tell us that far in advance.
But that's just the only way I can describe it. I don't know how else to answer it.
Yes, have Julie contact them.
I'm still confused as to what the auditor's gonna do, what the auditor's gonna do. What Julia's going to try and do is contact their counsel and say, much like we had this conversation, I don't even know how many months ago. On behalf of the township, we are asking you to wait until November 8th.
So don't bring it out at all until then?
But I'm confused. You want it out, like, let's say, October 1st. But if they can't guarantee October 1st, then you want to wait until November 8th. Is that what I'm understanding?
I can answer for you real
Please.
quick. I want Julie to do nothing.
Okay.
That's my vote.
Then
How
that's all
about
I
you,
need.
sir? Do you want Julie to
That's all I
continue
need.
or to not continue? It's pretty simple.
So
That's what I needed.
it
There, I
doesn't,
just gave it. That is you're asking you have to get what the other two
Okay.
want, and do whatever happens.
okay.
Let's
Just-
do it. We're
it
not
just-
gonna sit here and kick this back and
Yep,
forth
yep.
forever.
So
We're not
let's
gonna do
let's
it.
look at it the way you're going, Mike. We just do nothing, and then if we need her to do something, as they notify us and say it's coming, then the board can talk about it. So
Yeah.
at this point,
I don't
we
work
don't need
for
to do
Julie.
anything.
Understand?
Right.
Julie works for us.
Correct. So at this
I don't see that
point,
as a question.
at this point, there's nothing needs to be done until we hear when they say it's gonna come out.
So you're what then?
I'm agreeing with what you're saying.
So have Julie do nothing.
Do nothing until
Okay,
we hear
James,
something.
Yeah, I'm good with that. It was just a long way around Robert Fitz's barn to come to that
Okay,
answer.
there you go.
So I can see that.
Bang your head against the wall.
So at this point, I'm gonna move something around. We've got to go into an executive meeting, and that is still correct?
If you would like, I know Mike brought one of the topics out about the levy. And I don't even remember what the other topic was. And then
don't
I
even know
have,
what the
I have
executive
a quick thing that I know that need to go with the trustees regarding some insurance issues. That should take 5 minutes.
Okay,
But it's something that needs to be addressed immediately.
okay. So we'll do the executive session, but what I'm going to do prior to that is, what I want to read off here is, let me get to it.
Number 11.
Okay, a motion to, it's pretty good, you knew what I was gonna do. A motion to approve the July 24th, 2025 video and audio recording of the meetings. If there's no further questions in regards to those, I would ask for a second.
I will second.
Here in the second, I'd ask for a roll call.
Mr. Fleshman,
Yes.
Mr. Leeser,
Yes.
and Mr. Blevins.
Yes.
So to the public, what we're going to do is we're going to need to go into an executive session. I'm going to read this off in a second, and then once we come from the executive session, we're going to come out and just adjourn. So at this quick time, if there's any, I'm open the floor for any questions regarding only anything in this meeting. Brendan?
Well, we could, expect how they did with the affidavit against Lindsay. Take 8 months to release their findings.
Okay. Anyone else? Hearing none, the floor is closed. Next, move,
Make a motion to go
Yeah.
into exec.
number 10, and that's coming out. A motion to adjourn, okay. I'd like to get a motion to adjourn into executive session per the ORC section 121.22G1 to consider the appointment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee or officer. If there's no questions in this matter, I'd ask for a second.
I will second.
Having the second, let us have a roll call.
Mr. Fleshman,
Yes.
Mr. Leeser,
Yes.
and Mr. Blevins.
Yes.
The time is 1:32, gentlemen, and we are in executive session.
Gentlemen, I'll be right in. I need to use the restroom.
No problem.
Let me go first. I gotta get in there.
You gotta go.
There's two ways to say he's gotta go, because we gotta go.
Right.
I'm gonna take something right on in case we need to.
Okay, sir.
Okay. The time is now, okay, the time is now 2:22 on July 24th. We are coming out of an executive session. If I can have a second to come out of executive session with no decisions being made,
I will second.
and a roll call when you're ready.
Yes, sir. Mr. Fleshman,
Yes.
Mr. Leeser,
Yes.
and Mr. Blevins.
Yes.
The time is approximately 2:23 and we are adjourned. Thank you all.
I don't think I need any of the.